Hi, I'm Angela, and it's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live. So today I'm doing a few things. I wanted to share some things that are coming up about the January 21st Monday lunar eclipse. For those of you who are not into astrology, I'll just give you an overview of what that might mean if you're experiencing the lunar eclipse. Sometimes at the beginning of the year, well, always, usually we're setting our dreams into motion. We might be planning for the year. We might be experiencing some goal setting or intents, creations of intents. And some people have those New Year resolutions. So this Monday with the lunar eclipse, it's happening all over the world, but it won't be visible from all over the world. It's going to be an opportunity to see how those dreams that you have, how you feel about them. So the moon is very much connected to our feelings. When we get a full lunar eclipse, it's really getting us to look at our feelings more intensely. So in Australia, where I'm holding the lunar eclipse meditation, we're going to be exploring more about what your dream is from the heart and how that feels like in a movement meditation. So what that feels like to move it, what it feels like to feel the heart itself, the heart center, not the physical heart, but the heart center, and how that's connected to, say, perhaps those things that you really want to move forward in your life, but you put them off because the critical part of your mind is saying, yeah, but I better leave that for some other time. So when we connect to the heart in meditation, a lot of what we're doing is actually connecting to our spiritual self, the spiritual part of the self. We're connecting to your intuition. We're also connecting to your aspirations. And if you've been looking at what's happening globally, some of what's happening in our political atmosphere is suggesting that the ways that have been perhaps creating a sense of security or of structure or of certainty, they're no longer so certain. So what that gives as an opportunity at the personal level is to consider, what are the things in my life that I've been perhaps denying, such as my dreams or my aspirations, or things that I've been putting off for another day, a better time. And how do I feel about that? How do I feel about moving forward with my dream? How do I feel about moving forward perhaps with some old structures in my life that really just don't inspire me, but I'm just sort of doing it to muddle along because that's what you're supposed to do? So for all of us, this eclipse is more on the feeling level, more on the emotional level. And it's a good time to also just look at those New Year goals that you have, the plans you might have, the dreams you might have, and start to really feel, what is this opening you up to? What is this helping me or yourself to feel is actually able to be more inspired and possible? And especially if you've been putting things off in your life because you think, well, it's not really that important, somebody else can do it better than myself, or I don't know how to do it. This moon is going to really give you a power charge, time to really step into, hey, I don't really care anymore about what other people think or feel. There's something deeper inside of myself that is speaking to me, and it's going to make itself more clear and more pronounced and also more heartfelt. So you'll have feelings about your dreams. Now, whether you move forward on your dreams, that's a different action-based situation. So you need to take actions to bring those dreams into fruition. What I'm finding interesting about the year so far is that we're being given a chance to really see how important things are to us and to drop away things that are no longer important. Where do you put your focus? Are you going to waste a lot of energy trying to make someone else happy or live up to somebody else's expectations? or you're going to really start to really feel what is important for you and then start to put the time and the effort into that goal. So for some of you who may be working for yourself or working in a job that's not fulfilling, you may actually have to restructure the way you approach the job. You may have to work at refocusing the goals of your business or your service that you offer. And you also may have to prioritize things in your life much more firmly and clearly with clearer boundaries. This moon is also a really great time to explore passions that perhaps you've really just thought about for a long time in your life, and you've perhaps wanted to do things with the family, kids, relationships, romance. That's why I'm particularly excited about this moon, because it's got a quite interesting romantic energy, and not romance from a stereotypical way, but from your unique heart desire. And I always prefer to do it my way, like Frank Sinatra would sing. And the reason is because when you do it your way, it's much more personal, and romance becomes much more about an expression of self, and it's celebration of self and a celebration of your partner. If you have kids, it's also about play and celebration of the quirks and the nuances of the personality of the kids, which, if you've got them, they're all kind of different. So we're looking at now how to celebrate difference. And that starts by you also connecting to your heart and celebrating what your heart has to share with you. So if you are in Sydney and you want to explore what that heart energy is sharing with you through movement, I'm sharing a movement meditation on Monday, 21st, this Monday at 7 o'clock. And we won't see the moon, the eclipse in Australia, the lunar eclipse. So it's a great opportunity to just connect to the energy. Those countries will be North and South America, parts of Europe, Russia. I don't believe Africa will see it that much, or South America will see the lunar eclipse. So when you are more able to see the lunar eclipse, it can have a more intense impact. But even if you can't see the lunar eclipse, it has an impact. And it definitely is an opportunity when you can't, like in Australia, for us to go more internal, to connect to the feelings, not have dramas externally manifesting for us. And in the movement meditation, we're really going to just connect to a beautiful spot in Sydney, Tamarama Gully, and it's on the eastern coast, and connecting to the water element here on the coast, and also the bush element. So we have a combination of water and bush here that's got a really great energy for people to connect to their own inner self. So if you've ever lived in Australia, you can understand when you go bush. We do that in Australia, kind of, we take it for granted, but it's actually quite an important part of living in Australia, to ground or to anchor your internal growth throughout your life. So when I grew up here, we used to go bush, and it was a really good way to get out of urban situations or domestic craziness in our family home environment, and we went bush and everything kind of just normalized. So the movement meditation will be about expanding into what your heart's desire is, feeling that through the hands, feeling that through the body, and feeling that through the energy body or your aura, and how to express it through movement. Now, the reason that movement can empower is it gives you a sense of where in your expression of self you can open up or feel more fully in your body field. So it's a bit like energy sculpting. It's a bit like when we work on stage in performance, we have to embody a character. We have to embody the energy of that character. In the same way, through movement meditation, what you get a chance to do is experience how your self-expression fills up your aura and feels when you're not so much connected to the limitations of your personality or the judgments that you might have about how you should be, could be, whatever be. Movement meditation gets into your essential self, into your heart self, And it looks at what that wishes to explore and develop and express in the world. So if you are at all interested, come along, and it's a free event. And I'll be having some other workshops this year with the movement meditation to open more fully to what your heart is expressing and wishing to share in a bigger way or in a more authentic and natural way. And I've got the link in the description if you want to check out the event this Monday. And stay tuned, because I'll be doing some more Facebook Lives about the energy body, energy sculpting, and expressing that heart's desire. Thanks.